This is something unusual. There goes more ballast, but the tale is settling in spite of all that has been dumped. A grim note of impending tragedy.
The Hindenburg disaster of 1937, a catastrophic event marked by the fiery demise of a German passenger airship, not only brought an abrupt end to the era of hydrogen-filled airships, but also spurred consequential shifts in aviation safety, regulations, and public perception. The tragic incident prompted the aviation industry to reevaluate the use of flammable gases, leading to the widespread adoption of non-flammable helium and the implementation of stringent safety measures. The Hindenburg's disaster enduring impact lies in its role as a catalyst for transformative changes that continue to influence aviation practices and safety standards to this day.
In the 19th to 20th centuries, the world was interconnected through a variety of transportation methods that reflected the technological advancements of time. Boats, powered by oars and sails, traversed vast oceans, connected distant shores, and allowed global trade. Wagons, pulled by horses or oxen, carried goods over land, while navigating dirt roads and rugged terrains. Trains, powered by steam, offered a faster and more efficient means of moving people and goods. Henry Giffard, a French engineer, introduced a dirigible airship. Though modest in comparison to later airships, marked an early foray into controlled power flight. Planes, introduced by the Wright brothers, began to grace the skies, and their introduction hinted at a new era of air transportation, challenging the limits of human exploration. However, it was in the 20th century that witnessed a huge leap in air travel, with the arrival of rigid dirigibles. Count Ferdinand von Zeppelin, a German general inspired by his interest in balloons during the American Civil War, was intrigued by the idea and began working on his own designs. Count Zeppelin's idea was audacious, an airship that combined balloons with the potential for long-distance, luxurious travel, marking the birth of the Zeppelin era. As time went on, by the mid-1930s, a notable descent of Zeppelin's vision, the Hindenburg, came to life.
The Hindenburg, a triumph of engineering, embodied the opulence and ingenuity of its era. The German passenger airship, stretching approximately 804 feet long, traversed the Atlantic Ocean with a sense of glory, providing passengers an experience unmatched by any other form of travel at the time. Housing 7 million cubic feet of hydrogen distributed among 16 gas cells, protected by a fabric covering, while also being powered by 2 diesel engines, the Hindenburg was a marvel of its time. Yet, its fatal flaw resided in the highly flammable lifting gas, a detail that would lead to its downfall.
The Hindenburg wasn't just an airship. It was a symbol of pride for Nazi Germany. Decorated with swastikas, it served as a propaganda tool, and the airship became a showcase of technological prowess and objective of the Nazi regime. The glory of the Hindenburg was utilized in staged events and ceremonies, which evoked a sense of pride and dominance. The Hindenburg was the flagship of the German Zeppelin Transport Company, and it was intricately woven into the fabric of Nazi propaganda, which projected its power. As it flew through the skies, it captured the eyes of people worldwide, which symbolized the peak of air travel luxury.
In the evening of May 6, 1937, people gathered at the Naval Air Station in Frankfurt, Germany, to witness the departure of the Hindenburg. But little did they know that this would be a night etched in history for the wrong reasons. Disaster struck as the Hindenburg was descending for landing. In a matter of mere seconds, the airship became an inferno, and flames engulfed the airship. Panic and chaos ensued as the people watched in disbelief.
Amidst the chaos, the emergency response emerged. Ground crew members and emergency response rushed towards the burning airship, risking their lives to save people on the airship. Their selfless acts demonstrated the human spirit amidst the unimaginable tragedy.
The Hindenburg disaster took the lives of 13 passengers and 22 crewmen, while also killing one on the ground, totaling 36 victims passing away. Many people attempting to help were also severely burned, leaving a lasting impact on the future of airship travel and the public perception of aviation safety. This event left these victims forever changed, and the impact resonates through the stories of those survivors who lived through it, which shaped the collective memory of that fateful night.
Its approach coming over the New Jersey pines, somebody said, "Hey, oh, look at the fire. She's caught on fire. Look, the back, it's burning, it's burning. Look at everybody running." So I woke up with others, and being young, didn't take me long to lead the pack running. And I turned to see what had taken place. The civilians who paid the price of the ticket were in frantic, you can't really use the right words, but they were grabbing the metal and then falling because the metal was just red hot.
The command was given, according to all the history in the books, because there was a shift in the wind pushing the ship towards us. And they wanted the man in that gondola with the engine to give it full throttle. And all I saw was sparks and flames coming out of this engine. 2 seconds later, more or less 2 seconds, we saw this ball of fire. We just turned and ran just as fast as we could. What direction, I don't know, but whatever direction we thought was the best. And we ran for quite a few feet until the heat was gone. People asked me, did you help anyone? Well, by the time we returned to the ship, all that had been done. There wasn't anyone to help, and we were just merely, as I say, survivors.
In the aftermath, investigators rushed to the scene seeking answers. Theories ranging from electrical malfunction, lightning, and sabotage were explored as they added to the mystery of the Hindenburg's fiery demise. This led to a confusion among the people, witnessing the tragedy that caused them to lose trust in airships. Recent insights into the Hindenburg's disaster suggest that Hugo Echner, a well-known German aeronautical engineer, supported the idea that the use of hydrogen and the high flammability of the Hindenburg's fabric were the primary factors behind the Hindenburg's demise. However, further investigation indicates that the exact cause may have been a combination of these factors, intensified by the bad weather conditions at the time. It is possible that an electrical discharge was triggered by a lightning strike, which ignited the hydrogen, leading to the catastrophic explosion that destroyed the airship. This new perspective underscores the complex interplay of elements that have contributed to one of aviation's most tragic events.
As the ashes of the Hindenburg tragedy began to fade away, a new chapter unfolded. With the rise of airplanes and their advancements in aeronautical engineering and technology, they emerged as a more reliable, safe, and efficient way of air traveling. They offered faster and more direct transportation, which surpassed the limits of airships. In the following decades, airplanes became the more dominant form of long-distance travel, connecting the world in ways that were impossible during the airship era. The Hindenburg disaster serves as an utter reminder of the fragility of human innovation and the unexpected risks that accompany progress. The fiery end of the Hindenburg also underscores the resilience of the human spirit, as the lessons have been learned from the mistakes, and it paved the way for advancements in aviation safety. As we reflect on the Hindenburg today, we continue to honor the lives lost and acknowledge the impact this catastrophic event had on shaping the future of aviation. The Hindenburg disaster prompted significant changes in the regulations and legislations surrounding air travel, which led to the stringent safety protocols, which was decided by the United States Federal Aviation Administration, causing all hydrogen used for airships to be disbanded. In particular, using hydrogen in airships was banned in favor of using helium, a non-flammable and also light gas. The legacy of the Hindenburg lives on in the collective memory of humanity, a testimony of the delicate balance between progress and the risks that accompany it.